أم نحن السارعون لو نشاء.
Lah memanglah aku cakap jelas Jannat, aku tak pakai earphone. Aku tak cocok. Lah. Dah.
Ni jelas tak Jannat?
Jelas, tapi kalau kau tak pakai tadi kan, dia lagi kuat tau. Tapi kalau kau pakai, dia tak dengar background sound. Weh, suara aku jelas tak?
Kenapa?
Suara aku jelas.
Kau tu nak isi kat
Kuat je.
Aku pakai earpod.
Dia tempat ni ke tak?
Aku rasa kau tak pakai pun dah okey tadi.
Tak dengar bunyi lain?
Tapi dengar lah. Tak apalah, kau pakai je lah. Tapi kau kuatkan sikit suara kau.
Bunyi apa?
Tak, kalau kau tak pakai lagi better. Tapi macam dengar lah bunyi surrounding kau tu.
Oh ya ke? Sekejap lah.
Baik, dekatkan sikit.
Sekejap.
Gigit mic kan. Kalau macam ni dengar tak? Jelas tak?
Jelas. Tapi slow sikit. Kau kena kuatkan lagi suara kau.
Kuat lagi?
Ya, okey, boleh lah tu. Jelas lah tu. Miss has provided everything to Slim, and after that, and then Slim has discovered that her husband having an affair, and then he starts abusing her wife and starts talking differently to Slim, and Mitch suddenly become a completely different person after they married. Belum, 9 suku. Hannani dah pukul 9.
Okay.
Aku nak bagi terus dekat ni.
Jap. Him. Continue. YouTube. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammad Rasulullah. Salikul wa'dil astagfirullah. La illallah. Kana tawwaba astagfirullah. La illallah. Kana tawwaba astagfirullah. La illallah. Weh,
Ya.
kita dah start ni
Apa? Mana video aku? Siap-siap aku tengok.
Kau letak tak?
Aku letak dah. Tak save kot. Lepas tu je aku letak.
Takut.
Apa pula dah berzikir.
Weh, hantar lagi sekali weh gambar poster.
Sekejap. Nak hantar kat tele ke WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Ni 9 PM Ni 9 suku PM.
Okay. Weh, dah hantar.
Mana ayat?
Ada kan
Mana
ayat?
nampak? Mana ada? Ada.
Weh, janganlah buat bunyi tu.
Oh, sorry.
Weh, janganlah buat bunyi tu.
Tapi kalau cerita orphan tu bukan dia memang dah cakap last kali tu yang perempuan tu ada disorder.
Apa?
Yang cerita orphan tu bukan last kali dia dah ada kata yang perempuan tu ada disorder.
Ya.
Dia kata perempuan tu memang ada masalah psikologikal. That's why dia sebenarnya dalam mental institute tapi dia lari. Dah lambat.
Tapi dia macam last tu dia baru bagi tahu kan.
Tu yang media kan doktor dia kata hari tu jangan pilih cerita yang even kalau last dia kata punya budak ni ada disorder tapi tak boleh buka. Tapi tak apalah dah
Mungkin doktor sebab orang first yang dia kan.
Macam lembut sikit mulut dia.
Weh, dah nak 9 suku.
Relax. Dia. Tahu tak, kalau aku cakap dengan dia yang pasal cerita ni kan, dia terus tengok tu.
Siapa?
Tak, aku cerita lah dekat
Cakap
kawan aku
siapa?
pasal cerita orphan kan.
Oh.
Kau makan ke?
Dah. Maggi.
Ya Allah.
Terlike lah. Terlike.
Alamak.
Tak sengaja tekan.
Jannat.
Ya.
Oh, ni dah live
Ya.
Tak apalah. Nantilah aku tanya.
Okay. Lagi 5 minit dah ni.
Ya.
Mana? Mesti diri sikit.
Lagi 3 minit.
Dia sendiri.
Apa dia?
Dia macam diri.
Oh, kan? Cuba tengok.
Ni Jannat.
Ya?
Dah
Nak start ke? Nak start dah?
Oh, nak tunggu 9 super tepat.
Oh.
Okay.
Apa? Musik bising bunyi noti WhatsApp.
Aku semua aku off. Mengganggu.
Kau tak start record lagi kan?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Test. You guys can hear me? Jannat biar aku jawab.
Yes, I can hear you clearly, Nani.
Okay, good. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Today I want to review my movie that I watched, titled Orphan. As you guys can see in this poster, the tagline is "There's something wrong with Esther." This movie, directed by Jamie Collette-Serra, written by David Leslie Johnson, from a story by Alec Mace. This movie earned around $77.9 billion. Next. Okay, this is storyline about the movie. Kate and John are rebuilding their troubled marriage after the loss of their baby. So, they decide to adopt a child at the St. Marina orphanage, and there they meet 9-year-old Esther. When they arrive at home, their son Daniel is hostile to Esther, but their deaf-mute daughter Meg is enchanted with her at first. Eventually, Kate begins to feel that Esther is manipulative and possibly even psychological damage. So, Kate tells her husband John, but John refused to listen to his wife's misgiving. Kate tried another way to know about Esther, so she called Sister Abigail. The nun informed her that Esther has a troubled and mysterious history. Kate delves further into Esther's past and discovers she is not what she seems to be. Next. Okay, this is about Esther. She has two characteristics, which positive and negative. Positive is intelligent, talented, and friendly girl. In negative characteristic is lack of empathy, aggressive, lack of guilty feeling, and manipulative. You guys can watch at this minute. And
Hannani, can I ask you one question?
Oh yes.
In which part can we see a positive side of Esther?
The positive characteristic you can see at the first minute when Kate and John came to orphanage. She showed all positive characteristics. That's why John and Kate adopt her.
Okay, thank you, Nani.
Okay. Next. Okay, Esther has a sadistic personality disorder. You know about sadistic personality disorder, Jannat?
No.
Okay. Sadism is a psychological disorder that involves deriving pleasure when imposing pain on others. Next. Sadistic personality disorder is a pervasive pattern of calm, demanding, and aggressive behavior, which indicates the existence of deep-seated contempt for other people and other lack of empathy. So from the story, you guys can see the happy face of Esther, but she has a sadistic personality under her innocent face. She appears normal and sweet, but quickly turn violent and cruel. Next. Okay, she also have a hypophotorism. What is a hypophotorism? Hypophotorism is a rare hormonal disorder that stunts physically growth and cause a proportional dwarfism. And I was shocked at this part because Esther was a 33-year-old woman named Lena Kramer. She was not a girl, but she was a woman. Lena or Esther, she pretend to be a little girl who want to be adopted and has a purpose to seduce and establish a relationship with someone's husband. Next. Okay. Jung's theory is applied in this movie. The theory of personality under this theory has a collective unconscious tell about archetype. Archetype has four, which the self, the persona, the shadow, and the anima. Persona, what is persona? Persona as persona is outward face that we show at work. Carl Jung conclude that Carl Jung described it as the conformity archetype. What is shadow? Shadow is the animal side of our personality, like the Sigmund Freud theory. Freud personality theory is three parts, which id, ego, and superego. The id is similar with shadow. It is the source of both our creative and destructive energies. In line with evolutionary theory, it may be that Jung's archetypes reflect predisposition that once had survival value. So, in this movie, Esther manipulates the circumstances because she used her shadow and persona as she wants. Next. Okay. Sigmund Freud in theory about psychosexual. Freud proposed that personality development in childhood take place during 5 psychosexual, which oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. Esther, she stopped at stage 3, which phallic stage. She's supposed to be at stage 5, which genital, puberty onwards. Next. Okay, Esther characteristic problem is the effect of the imperfect of her psychosexual development, which is stopped in phallic stage. That's how she like a girl, but she was a woman. Okay, last about psychopath. Okay, after I watch many time about psychopath, about this movie, I think Esther is a psychopath. Even though it not show at first at the beginning in film, but when she push her classmate, she kill her sister, she kill her father. It's all about negative characteristic. Is the individual's character that has a psychiatric problem named psychopath. Esther also can manipulate her information about herself. When she tell Kate that she doesn't know to play piano, but when she play piano, she play very well. Also, she can manipulate her face because Psychopaths also often shows dramatic emotions even though they are not in serious. Okay, I think that's all from me about this movie. You guys can see the clips of the movie to understand a bit about this movie. Coba you pun.
Sekejap.
Okay, that's normal.
Why?
Just play. Let's play.
Kejap. Bismillah.
Something's happened to process treatment this way. Still survive. I'm going through the science teaching. There has to be some explanation. Never heard of her. Why was she in hospital? Oh my God. I love this actress. I can't do it anymore. I have a surprise for you, Mom. What do you got?
Okay, that's all from me. So thank you. I hope you guys can see after this movie because this movie was um very many what we call I don't know surprise I think.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hannani, can you hear me?
Yes. I hear you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good night to everyone. Okay, tonight I'm going to do a movie review called Enough. This movie was from 2002 and the trademark for this movie is Everyone Has a Limit. This movie was directed by Michael Apted. Okay, firstly I'm going to tell you guys about the storyline of this movie. Okay, the plot of this movie is Jennifer Lopez plays Slim, a waitress in a diner where she shares obligatory sisterhood and bonding with Ginny, who was another waitress. A male customer tries to get her to go on a date and almost succeeds before another customer named Mitch blows the whistle and reveals the first man was only trying to win a bet. In the movie's headlong rush of events, Slim and Mitch are soon to be married, buy a big house, have a cute child, and then Slim discovers Mitch is having an affair, and he grows at her. I am and always will be a person who gets what I want. He starts slapping her around. And although their child is now 3, this is the Mitch she has not seen before in their marriage. Where did this Mitch come from? How did he restrain himself from pounding and strangling her during all of the early years? Why did she think herself happy until now? The answer, of course, is that Mitch turns on dime when the screenplay requires him to. He even start talking differently. Okay, basically this movie story about Jennifer Lopez, who plays Slim, and she was a waitress, and she has a best friend named Ginny, who was another waitress. And when she was working, there was a male customer tried to get her to go on a date, but Mitch has win Slim's heart, and he married with Slim. After they get married, Mitch has provided everything to Slim, and he also bought a very big house that was not on sale, which was very, very expensive house. And then Slim has discovered that Mitch having an affair, and Mitch suddenly become a completely different person after Slim has discovered that he is having affairs with another girl. Okay, next. Okay, the theories that has shown in the movie. The first one is feminism theory. This study used feminism theory in relation to the knowledge about the unequal position between men and women in a society. The information about domestic violence and women's struggle are also included as the supporting idea. Okay, and the study also reveals that women's subordination phenomenon happens in Slim's life after getting married, which is she's getting abused by her husband. And she has to face her fate as a housewife whose husband cheats and executes domestic violence. She experienced psychological abuse which results in depression and anxiety. And finally, she struggles to end the violence and succeed. Okay, next, the Sigmund Freud theories also has shown in this movie, which is defense mechanism. Okay, basically, defense mechanism is usually unconscious, and the compromise generally involves concealing feeling that threaten to lower self-esteem and to provoke anxiety. The concept derives from the psychoanalytic hypothesis that there are forces in the mind that oppose and battle against each other. The term was first used in Sigmund Freud's paper called The Neuropsychos of Defense in 1894. Okay.
Jannat,
Yes, Nani.
wait. What kind of self-defense that she learned to protect herself and her daughter from the abusive husband?
Oh, okay. Slim
I
has
mean,
decided.
she learned. Okay, go on.
Okay. Slim has decided to learn self-defense called Krav Maga. Okay, Krav Maga is the system of self-defense that consists of a combination of various techniques such as boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and grappling. And the self-defense Krav Maga is a type of self-defense that fight with a realistic way. Means it's a strongly fight in realistic way. So she decided to learn this self-defense to protect herself and her daughter from her abusive husband. And she also at the end killed her husband. And yes, that's it. She has learned this self-defense called Krav Maga, and she fight her husband until her husband died. Okay. Next, the mental disorders. Okay, the main name of the mental disorders is impulse control disorders. If you have these mental disorders, your behavior is so out of control that you can cause harm to yourself and others. These behaviors go against laws, societal norms, and best practice. yet you engage in them without thinking. And the name of the disorder is intermittent explosive disorder. Mental disorders like intermittent explosive disorder can cause harm to others as well as impact your mental health. Brief flashes of anger and violence characterize this mental health issue. Additionally, these outbursts are out of proportion to the events that trigger them, and everyday annoyance can set off a fit of rage. Okay, as you guys can read here, um, okay, your behavior is so out of control that you can cause harm to yourself and others. So here, we are going to say that can cause harm to others is when Slim has decided to kill her husband. So this is a very legal thing to do, but she couldn't control herself, and she was very depression and anxiety from her abusive husband, and she got this mental health, and she has decided to kill her husband. Okay, but at the end, Sim said that she didn't commit to murder, but she killed her husband in order to protect herself and her daughter. Okay. So I think that is all from me. I'm gonna end this live by showing you guys the trailer of this movie. So thank you so much, guys. So here is the movie trailer that you guys can watch. Mm. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. I'm going to open it. Okay. And then here we go. Ini apa? Ya Allah. Sorry, guys. Okay, can you guys hear?
Tak ada sound ke?
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so here's the trailer.
Okay. Oh, cute. The daughter.
Why not? After all, the funds in your account seem to be frozen. This is always okay. He's just trying to scare me.
Now, the windows in your apartment, are they still locked? Doesn't go crazy thinking about stuff like that. Hey, Gracie. This is a scary thing. How powerful it is when it does to you.
Cops can't help you. No one can help you. It's going to keep on coming.
Okay, so that is all from me and Annie.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you very much because join our live session. I hope you guys can enjoy with our review, and I hope you guys can learn something from us about what mental disorder, what is sadistic personality disorder, what is defensive mechanism. I hope you guys can learn about that. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Have a good night. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oh, wait, kau record tak? Kau record kan?